direction, that's the plan, baby. Don't put your life in these weird niggas' hands, baby.
Today we're here with a signature soft beat makeup tutorial. This is going to be a really good go-to tutorial for my everyday girlies or my girls who just really want to look put together and refined and feminine when they step out of the crib. Don't matter where you're going, don't matter what outfit, what color you got on, unless it's not like a real loud color. This is going to go with 80 to 90% of all of your looks. Do not worry. If you are new here, welcome to The Vibes. My name is Mecyia.elaine, a skincare specialist, esthetician, and a beauty and wellness enthusiast. Before we get into this makeup tutorial, we got to go in with the bang, okay? Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that post notifications bell so that you are notified when I'm dropping content. And yeah, let's get right into it. So for this tutorial, I am going to be including my skincare prep or makeup prep before I go in and, attack my face with the makeup. I just think it is crucial and so important to have that glazed donut type skin or that glass skin effect before you go in with makeup, because the makeup is just going to glide much better. Here I'm using the brand Abib, and these are going to be their hydrating pads. I think that they're pretty good pads for hydration, and I actually put this on a mosquito bite. Do not be like me, please go get y'all some chamomile lotion or calamine lotion, whatever it is called. But I call myself putting it on my mosquito bite, and it does have anti-inflammatory, properties. So yeah, hydration was the first choice that I'm leaning into with this makeup prep routine. I'm going to let it air dry once I'm done using the pad, just to let my skin absorb it. Now, this step is optional. You don't have to, be extra every morning or every time you got to do your makeup, right? This is what I like to call a little optional step. I am going in with a lash essential serum. This is going to be the Clearance Lash Serum. It's just basically to hydrate, increase growth, nourish the lashes, all around, just skincare for the lashes. And you might look at it like, well, wait a minute, why do your lashes need some help, skincare, or hair care? It's because this is just going to always increase the performance of the product working at its maximum level, because you have a nice base to start from. That's on your hair, that's on your skin, that's on your body, just in general. And here I'm applying 2 products from the Jericho Rose collection from the brand Abib. These products are absolutely nice for skin prep. It actually reminds me of the MAC skin prep collection, but Korean skincare. Kicking off the makeup tutorial, I'm going to first set my brows, and how I do this is I use a brow shaper gel or like a brow gel in general, and just really taper the brows off. I think of it as like giving my brows a little tape and shape. It just helps me refine the brow so that I know which direction and which way I'm going in, in with my art. I don't want to be just going into my artistry, not knowing what I'm doing, flailing everywhere. It's just a mess. So for the sunscreen or SPF, I'm going to be using the Estee Lauder. This is a UVA gel. I put this on my face. It does not leave that white cast, and it's actually very much so my secret to that glass-like glaze effect before I apply the makeup. It just makes my skin so beautiful. Now that all of that is completed, we're going to move on to our primer. Now, I don't apply the primer on my entire face. I really just believe that you should apply the primer where you think it needs to go. And you're going to use your better judgment, as your own person to do that. I like to apply it on areas that I want a little more blurring effect going on. Like, I want to give that area like that filter effect. So I'm going to just apply the primer to my chin, smile lines, around the nose area, the areas that I just really want to camouflage a little bit more and hide. What you just seen me do with my eyes is create a base with some concealer, and this concealer is like a serum based concealer, so it's really going to help that eyeshadow glide, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. So what you're about to see in rarely any crazy cuts is me applying the same exact swatch or the amount that I picked up originally from the palette. I'm not going in 80 times and putting more shadow or nothing like that. I'm simply blending, okay? You're going to want to blend. And I'm also showing that you can save a lot of makeup product. You don't have to use as much as you think you have to use when you're doing your makeup. So just a thought.
Is your heart still mine? Wanna pass some time? Now I'm sitting here.
Moving right along to the next step, I'm going to be sharpening my angled brush. And I know you're like, wait, what? But baby, it gets serious in these eyeliner streets. We don't need our eyeliner looking crazy, and neither should you want your eyeliner to be looking crazy. But I am going to be using an eyeshadow today for my liner. I'm not going to be doing liquid. Liquid is fierce and liquid is nice, but I just simply don't have that on hand, so I'm going to use what I got. And the eyeshadow technique is going to be about the same. You're going to stretch that eye taut. You're going to do upward and outwards when you stretch the eye. And personally, I would not consider myself the best at doing eyeliner, but just know that you can choose your different shape. You can choose the wingspan of the eyeliner, how long you want it to be, the width, the thickness, you name it. It's all about what makes you feel the best, because the ball is really in your court. The confidence that you have within your preferences in doing makeup is going to shape or make your makeup and you. I promise you, that is something that I'm going to forever live by and think about doing your own makeup, doing your own hair, you name it. So yeah, we're just going to do the eyeliner. I'm just perfecting the shape, and I'm going in with different layers or multiple layers of the eyeshadow, not just one, because I'm creating more density. I have another angled brush that I'm taking now and actually giving myself a template for my eyebrows to work on later. So right now I'm just shaping them, getting them out my way in regards to moving on to my face. And I know you're like, wait a minute, what do you mean shaping them, getting them out of your way? What I mean is simply allowing yourself to get a clear picture of how the brows are going to come out. You cannot mess this up beyond this point. This is literally your home manufactured template. And another really good tip is, notice how I said I used a serum-based concealer for my lid, for my eyeshadow base? Well, here I'm using a matte-based concealer for sculpting the brows and giving myself the template. And the reason why I'm using matte is because I need something with a little more structure, something that's not going to be sliding all over the place, because I really want to lock this in while I do the rest of my entire face. And it should be easy to blend out, but not super, super duper blendable where it's just sliding and gliding, because then it's going to defeat the whole entire purpose. Now that we have our base locked and loaded for our brows, we're going to go ahead and start applying the makeup for the face. I'm using a tinted moisturizer. This is the Kiss Tinted Moisturizer, and I believe this is a 12-hour wear. And we're going to proceed with blending this out. Definitely blend into all the areas you want to cover. Blend into your neck, blend into your forehead, into your hairline, just to give more of a natural appearance of a blanket type of layer. You want it to look skin-like so that it makes room for the rest of your makeup to come in and just shine. Now, I did use this foundation stick from the Black-owned brand Liss Beauty, I believe so. Liss Beauty, I am obsessed with this, y'all. Like, this stick has been a holy grail in my makeup bag for about 2 years now. Absolutely in love. I think it's actually past 2 years, but I'm in love with this. It just so velvety, so smooth. A plus, okay?
Thinking about you and the days we used to share. It's driving me crazy. I don't know what to do. I'm just wondering if you still care.
Okay, ladies, after putting that ish on, okay, we're going to set our brush with our setting spray or one of our setting sprays, and I'm going to start the contouring process. And you want to push up into the cheekbones instead of going back and forth, because then it's not going to slide everywhere, and you're being very intentional with the placement. And I'm going to say it again, placement is very important when it comes to knowing your face shape and knowing where you want to exactly place your contour, because that's going to give you a different look. If you want to be that high fashion snatched, you're going to place it in a certain area. If you want to be more of that soft pretty girl snatched, you're going to place it in a certain area. So look up your face shape, and once you find your face shape, look up ideas or inspiration of charts that can show you on Pinterest exactly where to place your blush, your highlight, your contour, so that you can actually get the most out of your makeup. With the concealer, I have a very strategic way that I blend out first. So we're going to blend out the bottom and the corners, and then the outside of the concealer is going to go next. The last part you should be blending out in the concealer process under your eyes is going to be that middle section of your eye. That's basically the section where those fine lines rest, you know, those creasing moments happen. You're going to want to pack the concealer in there last after you've already faded the rest of the concealer. This is going to create that fairy, yes, she was a fairy, airbrush dusted filtered look. I'm just saying, okay? It just does wonders when you blend with intention and blend a certain way versus just letting the makeup kind of go everywhere. When you're intentional and you blend a certain way, it just really melts the makeup together versus just looking like you just placed makeup. It looks like you blended the makeup. So I really just want to concentrate on blending in this video. As you see me doing, I'm just blend and taking my time not to do super huge strokes. I'm blending in areas.
Let it go, man, I'm lost without you here now. But I know I gotta live and make it somehow. Come back to me. Can you feel me? Hear me calling for you? 'Cause I'm lost without you.
Using one of the most precious and best brushes in the world, the Real Techniques bronzing brush, if I'm not mistaken. I like to go in with this brush because it's super dense and it allows me to keep the shape of my contour without manipulating it too much, because you don't want to put the contour on just for you to mess up the shape and then now you look different or you don't have the shape that you originally or intended to have. So I try to use brushes that are catered specifically to contouring the face. No matter which brand, just try out some that you think you may like, and then you may have a favorite after that. And then I'm just going back in with the same brush that I used for my highlight and getting my nose contour together and just blending out the highlight of my nose. This can just be a me thing, but I do see some of my other sisters use this technique where they go back in with some concealer. Usually this is a thicker concealer than the last one, or a more mattifying concealer, and this just helps with those creasing fine lines and, you know, that area that we don't really like in the eye. Yeah, so while this is drying down, I just look at it as an opportunity to move on to another step in my makeup routine. This way I can just really maximize my time and then just go back and blend it out and move on to the, setting. Once we place the liquid blush, I'm going in with the Laura Mercier setting powder and I'm just going to buff it under my eyes ever so lightly. I am the makeup artist that does the tapping motion to get rid of excess powder before I go in. Yes, I am. And I'm using this e.l.f. concealer brush, and I love how fluffy this brush is. It just gets in where I need it to get in, and it gives me a flawless airbrush look. After you guys see me using a pressed powder to go under my eyes, this is where that true blurring comes from. It's MAC Studio Fix pressed powder all day, okay? All day. Do not change it, okay? MAC, I repeat, do not change it. Okay, moving on with my brows. I like to do these hair-like strokes, and I like that laminated type of brow look, me personally. I think those laminated type of brows give a sort of realism or natural vibe to the brows. But then again, I'm not gonna lie, I be having some intense brow moments when I do like full-on glam makeup, so it just really depends on how I'm feeling. So while everything is pretty much settling in and setting under the cheekbone area, now will be the time to reinforce your contours. And I'm going to be going in with the NARS iconic classic, okay, Laguna. If you've never heard of Laguna by NARS, just go get it. Just go get it. Everybody can use it. Everybody can use it. NARS Laguna is that girl and will forever be her as a staple product in the makeup community for setting your bronzer, bronzing period, using it as a transition color, you name it. I don't care. It's just perfect for every occasion, just every occasion.
No. It's been too long and I'm lost without you. What am I gonna do? I've been needing you on you. Wondering if you're the same when I lose me with you. Into your heart, still mine. Yeah. I miss you.
Now with this look, nothing gets more feminine and girly teen coated other than a baby pink plushy blush to seal the deal. I will forever think that pink blushes will always have a special place in a lot of our hearts as women because it just brings this gorgeous natural flush to the cheeks that I can never get over. So I did use this one from MAC, and I'm going in with this is an eyebrow pencil. Okay, this is eyebrow pencil in Espresso from Sephora, but we're going to use it as a lip liner today because I don't know where my pencil is, and I ended up finding it in my beach bag. I was like, oh yeah, okay, well there's that. Now wrapping up this tutorial, I'm going to be finishing this look off with a layered lip combination. I used the NYX Cosmetics Butter Gloss and then the Sacheu Beauty Lip Elixir. I believe I'm saying this brand correctly, but I am going to have a product list of everything that I use in the description box. This is the final look, and I hope you guys love it. I will see you in the next video.